Hi guys, today we are looking at part 6 of our tomato grow along, and we're going to start looking at removing side shoots and the leaves that are touching the soil to keep the plants healthy, but we're also going to look at the difference between our bush varieties, so our determinate varieties, and our vine or indeterminate varieties. For this we're going to use a sharp clean tool like one of these or a pair of scissors. So this is the bush variety that we planted up together, and you can see I haven't removed any of the side shoots on this, which they're going to stay. On a determinate variety they grow to a determined size, and the plant needs those side shoots to produce as many tomatoes as it can do. So all we're looking at with this one really is to remove any leaves that are touching the bottom or helping it to stay not as congested as it could be, to make sure that the airflow is still moving through. This hasn't been in the pot a huge amount of time. This is the one that we potted up together. So at the moment I am literally just going to remove a couple or maybe even one of the bottom leaves and any that are damaged or looking unhealthy in any way, and the rest are going to stay on. So the first one that I'm going to remove is this bottom one here, which is touching the bottom of the pot, and I'm just going to cut it off cleanly and that will go in the compost. This one's looking not quite as happy. I think that's just where I've run the hose pipe through and it's looking a little bit sorry for itself. I'll keep an eye on that, but I'm not going to be removing that today. And I'm going to remove this little side shoot here, which was removed originally at the beginning, but it's just starting to grow back. That's just to make sure that we don't have any too near the bottom and to make sure that it's got plenty of airflow. This is another one of my bush varieties in the polytunnel, a variety called Aurora, and for this one all I'm going to do is remove this bottom leaf. It's quite young, not been in there very long, so that will be plenty for now. This is a variety also in the polytunnel called Garden Pearl, and I'm just going to remove that bottom leaf there and also this branch here, just because that branch is going to be very close to the floor. It is already flowering, so it's doing very well, and then for the flowers just giving it a little bit of a knock just to encourage that pollen and therefore it to produce the fruit. This is our indeterminate or vine varieties in the bottom bed that are going to be side shooted. I've got some very small ones that have recently gone in. They were with the second batch that I sowed, and then I've got some others that are putting on quite a lot of side shoots now. You can see one here, and we're going to remove all those and just give it a bit of a tidy up. This one here is a variety called Juggo. So first of all I'm going to remove all the side shoots. So you can see that there is the main stem, then we have the leaf coming down the bottom, and then this is the side shoot that we're going to remove, or also known as a sucker. And as they're young, can literally just remove them, and these are the ones that if we wanted to duplicate the plant, we could just pop into some water and let it root. So I'm going to go ahead and remove all of the suckers from between the stem and the leaf node, including the ones right at the bottom, which I would have already removed once, but they do come back. If they are too small, like right at the top here, then just leave them and we'll get them next time. And then the next thing I'm going to do is remove just a couple of these bottom leaves. So one there, one here, and then there's another sucker down the bottom here. I'm going to leave these ones on at the moment just because it is a young plant and we want to help it get established. And then this one here is the variety that we sowed together called Muscovich. So I'm going to do exactly the same of removing any suckers. So there's one at this hop here, you can see, so stem, leaf, sucker. I'm just going to snap him off. Another one behind that. And then we'll have a look at removing just a couple of the bottom leaves. There's a sucker hiding at the bottom as well there. There we go. That one's looking pretty good. And just rewrapping that stem around the top. If you would prefer not to have green hands, and at the moment it's only a tiny bit later in the season, we'll have really quite green sticky hands, then use a pair of gloves. And don't forget to give your tool a wash afterwards to make sure that we don't contaminate anything else, and also it's ready for the next time. All the leaves that we're going to take off are going to go into the compost, and you might be able to see that some of them have got like little brown bits on them, and that's just normal wear and tear. Some of them have got little white patches on them, and that could just be a bit of sun bleaching. And then I've also got some aphids and things like that on some of them. Aphids do attack the weaker plants, so if you are worried about it and they are attacking a lot of your plants, then if you've got spares, then replace them. If you don't, just squish the aphids and hopefully the plants will recover given time.